Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to Mondays at Microsoft, where we break down the next 2 weeks across the Microsoft world for you with a special focus on modern work, AI, and Power Platform, plus all our cool community events. I am Karuana Gatimu. I'm the director of the Microsoft 365 Customer Advocacy Group, and I'm joined by my good friend, Heather. We have a little technical difficulty. Heather is muted right now because that's just how this year has started. Welcome to 2025, everyone.
Oh,
It's not any
wow.
different than 2024, but
Yeah, exactly. Hi,
Can you hear me
everybody.
now,
Yeah,
Heather?
you can hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Yes, Heather Cook, Principal PM on the Microsoft Customer Advocacy Team. Hello, Caruana. Good morning, everybody, and afternoon and all of that. So hello from Los Angeles. So yeah.
Absolutely. Hello. We're starting off with an eventful year, and we were going to promise to keep you up to date. There's so much happening. This is the place you want to be. Make sure you share our page, ak.ms, Mondays at Microsoft. Download our show reminder to your calendar so you never miss anything. Of course, you can see us on demand if you don't join us live. And we have a recap blog on the Microsoft Tech community under our community news desk that gives you all of the links that we discuss in every show. That is a golden resource for all of you. You can find that at ak.ms community news desk and little link in the resources section. But here's a power tip. I think you should log in and subscribe there because not only will you get information about Mondays at Microsoft, but all the other events and news that are happening across the tech community and across our product space. So log in there, check it out. And of course, if you're watching on LinkedIn, you're going to get those links live. But really, you should be looking at that blog now. And on LinkedIn, you're also going to get our live closed caption. So if that's something that you need or like, then you can go and view us on LinkedIn. But you've got all your viewing options right there on that Mondays at Microsoft page. And we are always happy to keep improving the experience for our fantastic audience, who we very much appreciate. Thank you for all of your support. This is the 40th episode, so I'm excited about that. But before we go into all of the news and everything that's happening, we want to send an acknowledgement to all of the people, including our dear friend Heather, who are dealing with the impact of the wildfires in the Los Angeles area. It's an unprecedented event, and we want to send our support to folks, whatever way they may have been impacted. Luckily, Heather does not live directly in the impact zone, but with the ash and the smoke, and there's just so many things going on there in that environment. If you are impacted, we wanted to make sure that everybody is aware of disasterassistance.gov. You can go there and begin to fill out the application. You can find housing. This site allows you to access short, medium, and long-term support if you were impacted by the fire. Really proud that Microsoft supports all of the first responders and emergency response teams with our own response team, and just so much amazing work being done by those first responders and everyone involved in disaster response there. So make sure you check that out. Please share that broadly so that folks get a chance to know where that website is. And we just wanted to acknowledge that there's lots of things going on in the world, and this happens to be one of them right now. Now let's turn to the tech news. Microsoft has a three-part vision for American AI innovation. This year brings a new opportunity for success in American technology and economic competitiveness. And AI does promise to drive innovation and boost productivity in every sector of the economy. The U.S. can lead in this technology wave, especially when we take a people-first view of this opportunity, where we focus on the actual needs of our customers and our workforce as we lead transformation. So we want you to take a look at Vice Chair and President Brad Smith's blog post on this topic. And our three-part vision for success focuses on advancements and investments of over $80 billion in AI technology and infrastructure. Ooh, that's 80 billion with a B. And skilling programs for AI adoption, and exporting American AI to our allies. And that also includes all the safety features that we build in with our AI capabilities. But I'm really proud of what Microsoft is doing here, and especially the skilling programs, so that we make sure to democratize the opportunities that come from this amazing new technology. So check out that blog post, and that'll keep you up to date on the investments that we're making in this space. There's an, in case you missed it, year in review that we want to do, but also we want to make sure that folks are taking legal action to realize that we have to protect folks from abuse in AI generated content. But Heather, you were going to do an in case you missed it segment, kind of year in review for some of our key items, I think.
Sure. I think, some of the big stuff that we had was all around 6 AI trends that you'll see more of in 2025. So, we're all having our lives redefined by AI as things change and ebb, very quickly. And so, it's not just work, it's daily life, right? So AI powered agents, we keep hearing the word agent out, very prevalent from Microsoft, and they're going to play a very significant role in hopefully simplifying tasks and enhancing productivity for us. And so, they have improved memory and reasoning capabilities. They will automate complex workflows and provide that personalized assistance that we're looking for. Also, AI-driven creativity, hopefully more empowerment of artists and designers and businesses, using AI to help spark creativity and also allow people to go faster than they've been able to go before. And then integration into the workplace. It'll continue to grow, helping organizations streamline, operations, decision-making, fostering collaboration, all that sort of thing. On a broader scale, AI really addressing global challenges and really targeted solutions. The fourth trend for sustainability as well. How do we handle this climate crisis that we're in the midst of? And how do we optimize energy consumption? How do we look at advancing renewable technologies and supporting conservation efforts? So important, as I said here in Los Angeles today. AI in healthcare as well will enhance patient care by enabling early diagnostics, improving treatment plans, making healthcare more accessible worldwide. There's all kinds of clinical trials and things right now that people can get involved in to help become a part of those research studies to push that AI for healthcare to the next level. Hopefully better outcomes and reduced disparities for all of us in medical services. And then lastly, trustworthy and responsible AI continues to be a huge priority, really ensuring all of these innovations are safe, secure, and transparent. Microsoft is absolutely committed to ethical AI development and really emphasizing privacy, fairness, and making sure that there are societal benefits. So these 6 trends are going to highlight how AI will not just transform, industries and businesses and companies, but it's hopefully going to, get that sustainable, inclusive future for all of us. Very exciting. And now
that is
the products.
That is, those things are really important. And it's a perfect lead into this next segment where we're talking about taking legal action to protect the public from abusive AI generated content. We all know that there are bad actors out there. With every technological revolution and transformation, there are people who would abuse the technology. And so our AI services deploy strong safety measures, including built-in safety mitigations in the AI model, the platform and application levels. But in our court filings that were unsealed today, Microsoft has observed a foreign-based threat actor group developed sophisticated software that exploited exposed customer credentials scraped from public websites, right? And in doing so, they sought to identify and unlawfully access accounts with certain generative AI services and purposely alter the capabilities of those services. We want to give a shout out to the Microsoft's Digital Crimes Unit. We talk about them as the DCU. And they've really worked so hard to disrupt and deter cyber criminals. Upon this discovery, Microsoft revoked cyber criminal access, put in place countermeasures, and enhanced our safeguards to further block such malicious activity. But this just points to the vigilance that we all need to have around our credentials, around security. That's one of the reasons on adoption.microsoft.com we've launched our security enablement page. so that you have access to some of those tools for Microsoft 365. But this is a very large topic, especially in the era of AI. There's a great blog post where you can read more details about this situation. And we're going to continue to do our part to look for creative ways to protect people online and report our findings. We want everyone to know what we find and take legal action against those who attempt to weaponize AI technology. All right, this is a collective action, and we're happy to be leading the way in that for sure. But this work has its bad actors and things that we need to mitigate and be aware of. But then there's some fun along the way. And I am so happy to say that we are going to be having an event about a topic that is near and dear to my heart, Microsoft SharePoint. From concept to creation to impact. On January 29th, we will have an online event that highlights all of the new and some existing capabilities that make SharePoint one of the most beautiful, flexible, and powerful content management systems in the world. Jeff Teeper's super excited about this. He wrote a blog post about it that you could find out there on LinkedIn, or actually on our blog platform. And we haven't had a SharePoint event like this in a while. So we want you to come, share it with your friends, watch us live, and then participate in the AMA and get your questions answered after the fact. Everyone can join us for this event. We're also producing some fantastic demo videos of new capabilities that are available today. Your SharePoint sites don't have to be boring. They can be beautiful and soon supported by AI. And so we want to make sure that you know everything that's happening in the SharePoint space. Many of you know that that's where Heather and I started. Of course, we started in other areas as well, but SharePoint is, like I said, near and dear to us. So make sure that you are bookmarking that event. It will happen online and then be available for viewing after the fact. Along this line, back to the security issue, have you noticed that multi-factor authentication in the Microsoft 365 Admin Center is now mandatory? Yay! And this means that you should be using that authenticator app. Right. This is part of our Secure Future initiative to protect identities and secrets. Multi-factor authentication is a proven approach to substantially reduce the risk of unauthorized access to accounts. So starting February 3rd, Microsoft will require MFA for all user accounts accessing the Admin Center. The Admin Center is the heart of how you manage your Microsoft 365 environment. Like you got to have it here. If you're an admin and you have access, or even if you're a report reader, MFA should be engaged, and we're going to make sure that that happens. The requirement is going to be rolled out in phases at the tenant level. People will receive a message through the Admin Center Message Center about 30 days before your tenant is eligible for the enforcement. So we understand that this is a change for actually the user experience, and that can be difficult to manage, but we know that this is worth the effort and definitely has tremendous benefits. So many things going on. The other thing, I'm always talking about the people first strategy, really putting the needs of customers and your workforce at the center of the way you prioritize and plan your technology implementations. One of the things that we all have to be aware of is people dealing with burnout. Right? And less burnout, more impact is an area that we're seeing improvements in frontline efficiency with AI. So in 2023, you all know we launched Copilot as the most productive tool that you can use daily with these AI capabilities. And so it's been adopted by 70% of Fortune 500 companies, and it's a learning journey for people to get to that aha moment so that they really understand for themselves the kinds of prompts and actions that are going to be meaningful. But helping it with frontline workers have definitely found the need to use AI to find information more quickly, right? We want to make sure frontline workers aren't left behind when it comes to the AI transformation. And so we want to make sure you're thinking about that as you're planning your implementation. Sometimes we focus AI capabilities on the business worker, people like me who are sitting at a desk. But connection in a frontline organization happens at 3 points: with headquarters, with coworkers across locations, and with coworkers on the same shift or sometimes across shifts. So anytime there's a disconnect can be a problem. And so using Microsoft 365 with Copilot and things like connections and news publishing and having really good information architecture can make sure that your frontline workers feel like they're a part of this change. We'll be discussing this and so much more at the MIT Imagination and Action AI Summit. I'm going to have an opportunity to lead a panel there that is going to be in Davos, Switzerland, alongside the World Economic Forum next week. It's such a fantastic event. Global leaders from around the world are talking about how we can innovate with AI, but also mitigate risks. It's an honor to get invited to this, and so I'm very excited to be able to go. And you'll see more online about that particular event. Whew, so much happening in the modern workspace, Heather. Oh my goodness, how quickly did I get through all of that?
You did awesome. And I'm really excited for you to go to Davos. That's a really cool honor, and on behalf of MIT. And you spoke at MIT earlier this year too, as well.
Yes.
So like I'm waiting for, your professor hat coming soon, maybe?
Thinking, fingers crossed. Yes, it is an honor to get involved with them. And it's always nice to be invited back when you've gone and spoken someplace. Then they ask you to come back. It's like, yes.
Yeah, for sure. So
what's happening in biz apps and dynamics and fabric, Heather?
Absolutely. Yeah, lots, as usual. So a big show, NRF, which is the National Retail Federation, that show started last week and it continues to go on. The Dynamics 365 team had a big presence there. Thousands of folks were in present for that show. So the Microsoft team really brought a bunch of insights around ERP solutions through Dynamics 365. So asking questions about, how will AI impact the retail industry? This is near and dear to my heart. My dad worked for JCPenney's for 40 years. And so my family was a retail family, as it were. I worked at JCPenney's growing up as well. So I'm always, my ears prick up about this sort of thing. But, it's like, what are the retail specific AI innovations on the horizon? How can they solve all these challenges, the big box stores, all of that's going on, and online and digital shopping as well? How do we improve the customer experience, getting to the demand, on time demand? Also, really integrating solutions with Microsoft Copilot and agents within ERP systems, that traditional foundation for managing business critical processes for retailers, they can, scale even more and have a better, more personalized customer experience, and then more flexible shopping options. So really exciting stuff there. There's a bunch of demos that went on at NRF about how agents in Dynamics 365 autonomously are managing workflows and really orchestrating processes across tons of domains, looking at customer journey, procurement, service, operations. So, and really these agents, starting to make those data-driven decisions and really optimizing in real time for folks and enhancing productivity by just automating routine tasks that, over and over again, right? So it really allows employees to concentrate on strategic priorities and improving efficiency, cost savings, and then relationships with customers and then suppliers and vendors. So the Dynamics 365 blog has all of the information about what was being shared at NRF, and all information about AI-powered ERP solutions as well, which is really cool. So congrats on that team heading out to that event, and they're at that event and sharing all of that great stuff. Also in the business applications realm, public preview of Copilot chat extensibility for model-driven apps. So the team was very excited to announce the public preview of Copilot chat extensibility. Like I said, for the modern-driven apps, the new capability really empowers partners and customers to tailor and extend the in-app chat, making it more contextually aware and then more aligned with an organization's unique needs. It's really unlocking lots of possibilities by customizing Copilot chat in your apps with Copilot Studio, which is in preview. So very easy to get started. You can go to make.preview.powerapps.com, which is in the links here, and open that model-driven app. And then you just choose whose Copilot chat you want to customize. There's an ellipses. You click on the left navigation bar and select configure. So there's just a few clicks to get this going, and it's really, really cool. I also know that, the Fabric blog is always got a million articles as well. So definitely check that out for Fabric. They have a big show coming up. Their next Fabric Con will be in Las Vegas in April coming up. And so that's what's big on the horizon for Fabric as well. So lots and lots going on in business applications and Microsoft Fabric and Dynamics 365. And all of those blogs are chock full right now. People are, coming into the new year with a lot of events and a lot of announcements about what's coming. And also we're always looking towards Microsoft Build. Oh my goodness. I know that show is, out in May, but, when we cycle through kind of our launch waves and certain things, we look in tranches. And so we're all still looking to that first party Microsoft produced event coming up in May. So Microsoft Build. Goodness, it seems like a blink. The other thing that's going on is all of our beautiful community and event stuff as per usual. So those of you who haven't heard of the Microsoft Global Community Initiative, MGCI, it is a meeting place for everybody who's part of the Microsoft community ecosystem, and everybody's welcome. You can join in there and see what's going on. We really focus in on helping folks who are event producers in local and regional communities start those technical events, those one-day free events in many either colleges or Microsoft offices. So we do a lot of training on how to produce events. We also have our wonderful communitydays.org website. If you have not been there, please do check it out. There's tons of opportunities for many, many different things. One, if you would like to be a speaker and you're looking for places to speak, call for content or call for speakers are listed in each of those events. There are two types of events that are up on communitydays.org. One are the free, those one-day skilling events that are put on usually by volunteers in our communities. Many Microsoft MVPs, regional directors, user group leaders locally are giving their time and energy outside of their day jobs and work to put on these events and really build community locally, which is so hugely important. There's also paid events. So there are event producers, we call them third-party event producers that we work with that put on beautiful events, and many have been doing this for decades. And so they're putting on these wonderful events where you can go sign up, register, you pay to go. It's usually a larger event, like 2 to 3 to 5 days, depending. And you can check all of those out there. They're listed and they say whether they're free or they're paid. They also tell you whether they're virtual or in person. Some of these events are virtual as well. And so you can check in with things all over the world sometimes as well. Also, if you are a technology partner or a service provider, there are opportunities for you to sponsor these events all across the world. And so there's also the call for sponsors for each of these events as well. Sometimes as little as $500 could help someone really make a difference in putting on their event, especially these free technical skilling events that are going on. So what's happened in the past, we had a ton go on at the end of the year. Things kind of got quiet in December. So I hope everybody took some time off for some well-needed rest in R&R during the holidays. So there was in Ahmedabad, there was an event early here in January. And then coming up, we've got tons of things happening in January, and people are also listing events out. I've seen events out until October, I believe, on the communitydays.org site. So if you have an event that's coming and you know about it, please go up as an event producer, click that button, sign in, and put your event up there. This has really become that one-stop shop for everything that's going on in the Microsoft community and ecosystem as far as events go. So it's a really great resource. So as you can see in January, the Dynamics User Group Southeast Regional is coming in Tampa. There's a Global Dynamics Bootcamp virtual. We've got a Teams Community Day in Germany, Cloud Technology and Talent Estonia. And then we have a few, these are the free events that I was talking about. And there's a few paid events coming up as well that will, you can check out European MTC. Thank you, Aaron. Exchange Summit, Get CS LATAM in Mexico City, and Experts Live Denmark. We usually do kind of what's going on in the next, 2 weeks or so. And then for the paid events, they usually go further afoot, so we show a little bit more. But definitely come check out communitydays.org. I want to give a shout out always to Tom Daly, who is an MVP out of the New York, New Jersey area, who originally helped create this site and continues to run it. And also, we have it on Microsoft infrastructure, but our community, Tom and others, are checking for bugs, are looking for feedback, are upgrading and updating this wonderful site all the time through our Microsoft Global Community Initiative. So if you're like, ooh, that's cool, I like that site, I'd love to help, come join the MGCI. We have our next general meeting coming up next week that we're broadcasting out, and you can come see that general session. It's at 2 times at 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. And you can come join in and you can fix bugs, or you can help with training if you want, if you love training and if you love, producing events and you're like, I know how to do that and want to help us update playbooks and all of those sorts of things. There are tons of opportunities for people to volunteer their time and goodness to help your local community, your regional, the world. I'm going to go off for a second. There's a quote that sits right back there on my shelf, and it says, start with yourself. And it's talking about someone who in the Westminster Abbey, there's this quote about, I wanted to change, the world. And so I tried to do that. And I tried to change my neighbors and I tried to change this and that and the other. And usually where we're trying to do is we work on ourselves, right? And we do that through volunteerism and community. If you can change yourself, then you can change your neighborhood. And if you can change your neighborhood, you can change your country. And if you can change your country, you can change the world. I believe in that wholeheartedly. And so this community stuff is where it's at. So, yeah. Sorry, y'all.
Absolutely, Heather. It is 100%. You and I are both products of the community. We've gotten so much love and support there. And we give love and support, including to you at any time. Thanks for giving us that inspiration today. We really need it, right? We're going to need inspiration, and we're going to need to stick together as we get through all the changes and things that are going on. I couldn't be happier to be doing it with you. And making sure that we're bringing everyone with us, right? This is about sharing knowledge, making sure you have the tools that you need. We'll continue to talk about learning and security and all the product things that are happening, but it only matters, technology only matters when it's actually improving the lives of the people around us. And so it doesn't do you any good to have a coffee pot you can program if you don't program the coffee pot. So it's very, very important that we make sure that we're bringing everybody along in this transformation. That's what this show is about. We're happy to be with you here in another year. And I do want to go back really quickly and make sure that people are getting that link to our new security enablement page, because we all want to get there safely together as well. And we've provided some adoption materials for security capabilities to help people know what is really important that they need to be thinking about from a user perspective. Sometimes this stuff can be really confusing. And so we want to drive some clarity, both with the governance and the security you need to have in this era of AI, and then really talking about, what you can do, how this is going to benefit you and your organization and your career, right? I mean, community is the place where you can improve your career by meeting amazing people and friends and building new skills and building on your network in a really authentic way. I'm so happy about all the people that I've met in the community. They've been so kind to me over the years. I know they have to you as well, Heather. And that's really why Heather and I both, and my entire team does what we do. So join us on the news desk, join us at an event. Get ready, because Heather and I will both be at the Microsoft 365 conference that's coming up. You want to get your ticket for that. So many fun things happening around that. And our online SharePoint event. We have this list going. That's what that communitydays.org is all about. So you can, mark your calendar for all these things that are happening, because obviously, you have to manage your time. But, you can always come back here every other Monday morning and find out what's going on and check our blog and get this list of links, because we just want to help you stay connected to everything that's going on in the environment. So thank you for being on this ride with me, Heather. This was a crazy little idea that we had 40 episodes ago. And I'm just happy to continue to bring this as a service to the community. Really want to thank the crew, our team that makes this production so beautiful and supports us every other week with this show. Mark and Aaron and Daniel, everybody just does such a great job, and we appreciate them. It's going to be another amazing year, and I'm happy to be doing this with you, Heather.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here too. I can't believe we're 40.
I know, right?
Yeah, we're adults.
I don't feel 40. I still feel 25.
Same. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you, everybody. It's been really fun to do this. And, thank you for the great comments and things, and, and telling us also what you want to see and all of that too. It's been really cool to hear from you that you're like, we're here. And I'm like, I've got you both on like 2 phones. I'm looking at all this stuff. I'm like, yay. So yeah, it's great. And the local community stuff is so important too. It's like it's here, and it just expands. And the way to scale things is for everybody to be a part of it, right? And to lean in. And so, and you can do that all kinds of ways, right? There's a million ways to be a part of the community. You don't have to have a show like this. You can, of course, but you also, there's ways to do so many things, different types of learning, different ways to get involved in all of that. And if you're unsure about that, ask. We're definitely, I'm like, I actually look at my LinkedIn a lot, and I respond to people, and, social media and everything. We do take breaks sometimes, on the weekends and at night, but for the most part, we are really available to you to answer questions and to point you in the right direction. So that's part of our jobs here as well. So good stuff.
You're so much better at that than I am. I do my best to get out there and answer all the questions and comments at least once a month. So if I haven't answered you yet and you ping me on LinkedIn, I will 100% get to you. That's something I definitely do. I'm sitting in airports. So yes, thank you so much. Well, this is episode 40 in the can. Share the blog, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks. See you very soon.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks. Bye-bye. See you.
Bye.